So, question. How long does it take for the dog supplements to start working? When you drink a protein shake, you don't think all of a sudden you got muscles. You just don't. You're gonna be like, man, I've been taking this Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard, man. For 5 days, man, my biceps grew 5 inches. It just doesn't work that way. The supplement and how long it takes to work is based around how much work you do with your dog. A living cell, let's say it's this big. Then you begin to stress the cell. It gets this big. Let's say you stress the cell a little bit more. It gets this big. Now let's just presume that this cell now is a muscle cell, and it's like we're used to the work. So you switch it up. Maybe go do some hill work. Let's say you did running every day and a couple hills, and then you took the dog swimming. Then the cell got this big. Now when the dog stops doing all that exercise, what happens? Cell goes back to this big. So when you're saying, hey, how long does it take for supplements or puppy blocks to work? It depends on what you're trying to achieve and do with your dog. Therefore, if I'm adding puppy blocks, which we do to our dog's food, guess what? They might go on a 2-mile journey. They might do 15, 20 hills. They might swim and run through the river 20 times. They might get in the sand pit and do some flirt pole stuff. You see what I'm saying? And then I get to complement all that work with something like a puppy block or puppy blocks. So when you're assuming, or not assuming, I'm not going to say you're presumed or assumed, but you say, how long does it take to work? You need to have a plan for your dog, people, just like you have for yourself. People start taking supplements, and then what do? They go out and do some walks, then they get to the gym. They do all these little things which directly impact the quality of life, and normally it takes anywhere from 30 to 90 days for a cell to be reprogrammed. Reprogram meaning if you weren't doing anything, your body latches on, then all of a sudden at the 90th day going into the next week, the body starts making significant changes. And those changes are very visible, and you feel them because of your commitment to consistency. So how long does it take these things to work? They're not a fix. They're not an overnight thing. It's going to take some work, to be clear, to make sure that they add value to your dog's life. So stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. If you want a direct answer, I would say at least 90 days with a plan. And even more importantly, because I'm focused on ensuring that this sustains life, meaning you're building overall health. I'm not looking for it to buff the dog up. I'm looking for it to keep the dog going. Keep taking care of your dogs, people.